Well, guys, in news that should be terrible, but also not surprising, apparently the Department of Justice is declining to investigate Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York, their governors, as it relates to all of the nursing home deaths there. Now, I've known and I've seen the letters from Michigan and Pennsylvania, but I'm hearing the same is going to happen out of New Jersey and New York, and none of us should be surprised, because big government and Democrats are going to protect Democrats. The DOJ is deciding now to protect blue state Democrats who arguably all made terrible decisions, sending thousands of elderly patients back into nursing homes with COVID, which caused the death of thousands of innocent Americans. Now, remember when my father's DOJ suggested that Whitmer in Michigan may have issued orders which may have resulted in the deaths of thousands of elderly nursing home residents? Why wouldn't we want to find out? I mean, if it didn't happen, if she didn't make partisan decisions, then she gets away. But the fact that they're not even going to look into it should scare and disgust all of us. Okay? Remember Tom Wolf in Pennsylvania? His own health secretary, she took her own parents or mother out of a nursing home in Pennsylvania as soon as this order was issued there. So they knew it was problematic, because the one thing we knew early on about COVID was that if you had pre-existing conditions, which goes hand in hand with elderly patients in nursing homes, you could be in big trouble. For that population, COVID is really real, but that didn't stop them from sending back in. Remember, Andrew Cuomo did the same thing, sent thousands of people back in. Donald Trump sent the hospital ship Mercy, the Navy ship, into New York Harbor. They didn't want to use it because that would give Donald Trump a win. Instead, they took elderly patients that could have benefited from that care and sent them back into nursing homes. And then remember, they weren't exactly forthcoming about the data. They did whatever they could to hide it. They did whatever they could to stall it. In New Jersey, more than 7,300 of New Jersey nursing homes, people who attended them, who lived in them, veterans' homes, and long-term care facilities died of COVID-19. That's nearly half of the entire state's corona death count. It occurred in this vulnerable population that was sent back on a blue state Democrat governor's orders. Same with Cuomo. We've seen it, right? So the DOJ is opting not to even look into the incredibly high death counts of the residents of these nursing homes sent back in there by their Democrat governors. Okay? If this isn't partisan hackery, I don't know what is. The residents of these states should be outraged. They should do whatever they can legally and within their power to call out these partisan hacks, these politicians. They need to invoke their constitutional rights to say enough is enough, and they got to vote them out, most importantly, later on, because it's so disingenuous and dishonorable for a guy like A.G. Merrick Garland to not have the DOJ investigate it. This isn't a witch hunt. We want to get to the bottom of it. There's a lot of shady decision-making in there. We understand that these governors seemingly made a lot of decisions because they were made into heroes by the mainstream media. They were on CNN day in and day out. Okay? Do you think that could have guided their decisions? Anything to make it seem and hurt to Donald Trump. I mean, Pennsylvania's own health commissioner and assistant and current assistant HHS secretary Rachel Levine moved her mom out of a home before implementing these dangerous policies that probably killed thousands. So she knew what would likely happen. She did it anyway. While your grandparents, while your nana was dying, she pulled hers out. Remember, if you don't wear a mask, if you don't do what we tell you, you're literally killing your grandmothers. Doesn't stop her from changing it. Okay? Most of the deaths in one New Jersey township, I'm told, literally happened in like one nursing home. This is what is going on here, guys. This is what's happening here, and we are just sitting idly by. Okay? The government protects the government. That's what's happening. They're not doing what's right for you. They're not doing what's right for America. They're not doing what's right for your grandparents. They're going to dictate. They're going to act as authoritarians as they have forever. But remember, okay, For Cuomo, he decided that he would, instead of discharging sick patients back into nursing home care, and that's where 40% of New York deaths happened. We're not going to look into that, though, guys. We're just going to say, stuff happens. No big deal. 40% of the deaths of New York, one of the worst states in the country as it related to death toll. We're going to give Cuomo a pass, just like they're giving him a pass on all the accusations, right? You don't even hear about it anymore, all the other accusations. But here, he could have literally been part of the decision to kill thousands of Americans. He could have done that in a misguided fashion. He could have tried to cover up, apparently, and it looks like he did, and certainly delay any information from getting out there, and we're not even going to look into it. Great job, guys. Good job. Man, it's hard to have any faith in these people these days. If they're trying to restore faith in democracy, you guys are going about it really the wrong way. Thanks, A.G. Garland. Keep up the great work in your partisan hackery.